What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Toby, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to pick a province in Canada, how to choose a province that you want to school in, how to choose a province that you want to live in Canada, whether it be you coming in as a student or with work permit or as a permanent resident. So the first thing to look at if you're thinking of which province to move to in Canada or which city to move to in Canada is the cost of living. You should check my video on cost of living in Canada. Obviously, everybody should know this. Toronto and Vancouver are the most expensive cities in Canada, and their provinces are the most expensive provinces in Canada. So Ontario and British Columbia. Just so you know, I'm only talking about the provinces in Canada, the 10 of them. I'm not going to cover the territories in Canada. There are 3 territories in Canada if you didn't know. There are some provinces that are cheaper and some cities that are cheaper. You can check the link in the description box and you see a guide to like some cities that are more affordable and some cities that are more expensive. Let's say you've made your choice and you want to move to a particular province, like maybe Ontario, maybe because you have friends or family there. There's still some cities that are more cheaper than the major expensive cities, and it's just like 4 hours, 5 hours. It could be as much as 8 hours, 10 hours away, but at least it's still in the same province and you could always drive down. Then people that live in Ottawa, Ontario, or people that go to University of Ottawa, most of them live in Gatineau, because in Ottawa, Gatineau is just like right next door to us, so people actually live there and work here or live there and school here because cost of living is cheaper there and a lot of things are cheaper there. The second thing you should consider is job market. You should look for a province or city that meets your needs. Like now, Ottawa is known for government jobs for IT. Toronto is known for financial, software, IT, tech, business and other opportunities. Vancouver is big on financial, construction. Places like Alberta is obviously energy. That's the energy sector. Some of the Atlantic provinces to have oil and gas. You still find some mining companies, some oil and gas companies in Ontario. It's just that they are not as much as in the places where that is their major industry. Ontario has a lot of manufacturing industries. Like for car manufacturing, they have Toyota, they have Chrysler, they have a lot more. I know those 2 for sure. But don't be discouraged. It's not like you can't get your job in these provinces. It's just that that industry is big in the province, so you have more opportunities in a province that has more of your job things. Another thing to look out for is housing prices. So if you're moving to somewhere where you know you want to settle down, or you're coming with family, you might want to buy a house eventually. And if you're in somewhere like Vancouver or Toronto, just know that you have to have that house money. It's just really expensive. It is ridiculously expensive. So it's just better to like move already to somewhere that is a smaller city or a cheaper province, just to know that you'll be able to afford a house whenever you want to have a house and settle down. If you're coming as a student, consider pathways to becoming a PR in that province. Like somewhere like BC, there's the International Postgraduate PR package they have. If you go to a university in BC, like the AIPP program for students who school in those provinces, in like the Atlantic provinces, things like that. So also consider that when you're choosing your province or when you're choosing your school if you're going to university. One thing you should consider is the tax rates in the province. Different provinces have their different tax rates. So the general tax rate for Canada is 5%. So other provinces now add some things to it, like there's the PSC, HST, Quebec has their QSC. So the province that has the lowest tax rates, because their province actually doesn't add their own provincial taxes to it, is Alberta. So Alberta, your taxes is just 5%. Mind-blowing. In Ontario is 13%. In BC and Manitoba is 12%. In Sask is 11%. In the Atlantic provinces, that's Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, PEI and New Brunswick is 15%, and in Quebec is 14.975%. Please don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this content, and comment down below, let me know what you think, and share this video. I didn't know they had a different tax rate in Quebec until I worked at the retail store. A lot of Quebec people, Quebecois people, come to Ottawa because Ottawa and Quebec is really close. Like, we're just next door neighbors. So they come during the weekend and they come shopping. It was from one return I realized that their taxes are different. It's a bit higher than in Ontario. But Alberta taxes, oh my goodness. Now I want to move to Alberta. Like, because tax is not being so. Taxes can be so annoying, so you should really consider this. Let's say you want to buy an iPhone and it's $2,000. If you're in all these places where the tax is more than 10%, which is every place except Alberta, you'll be paying more than $200 on top of the $2,000 that you've saved. So taxes can be very annoying because they don't already add it, they add it when you get there. So you might see an ad that says, oh, buy this for $100. Just calculate in your head that, okay, you're buying it for 113 if you're in Ontario. It can be very annoying, but it's really what makes Canada. It's what makes us enjoy the life here in Canada. Then the next thing to consider is taxable income. There's the federal tax and provincial tax also for the taxable income, and the different provinces have their different provincial taxes and different ways they do it. As you can see from this chart, if you're taking home $65,000 and when you deduct your federal tax, your provincial tax, which is based on the province you're in, your Canadian pension plan, and your employment insurance premiums, this is how much you're going to take home instead of your $65,000. So if you're in BC, Alberta, and Ontario, you'll be taking home about $50,000, and if you're in somewhere like Quebec, it's less. I know it seems like the provinces where cost of living is a bit cheaper has more taxes, therefore you're taking home less pay. But think of it this way: if you're in Ontario and you're living in a very, very affordable city, there's some affordable cities in these provinces that you'd literally be paying the same cost of living as the provinces that have cheaper cost of living. So imagine being in provinces like that and you're still paying less taxes than in provinces like Quebec. That's like a win-win situation. So you see how much you would eventually have to pay for taxes based on how much you're earning and what province you want to move to. So that's another thing to consider if you want to pick a province, because some provinces, the type of taxes you will pay, you're not going to enjoy your money. The government will not be chopping your money, although it's good to pay taxes, but it's just like you're not enjoying your money. Last thing to consider is the minimum wage in the different provinces. Each province has their different minimum wage, and it actually changes. Like now, Quebec's minimum wage just changed some months ago. Some other provinces have their minimum wage changing some months. So always check every year what the minimum wage is. And there's actually a trend between the minimum wage and your salary if you're a professional. So let's just say you're a mechanical engineer. You'll actually be earning a different salary in the different provinces, and even in the different cities, you'll be earning a different salary. Someone living in Toronto is going to earn a different salary from someone living in, let's say, London, Ontario. So you should also check all of that, but it's just because of the cost of living in the provinces. So sometimes it really doesn't balance. So just always be aware of that. Then if you're working a part-time job and you're working in a restaurant or you're a bartender, your minimum wage is going to be less just because you're going to be tipped. And a lot of times you get enough money from tips. So that kind of balances it out. Thank you guys for sticking this long. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, comment, share, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss a video. I beg you. Thank you guys. Have a good one, and I'll see you in my next video.